Good afternoon, Pranam, Sat Sri Akal, praise the Lord. I wish each one a very good time in this small session which I'll be conducting now. Can you all hear me? My voice is clear? First of all, I would like to thank Entab, Mr. Rajiv and his team for organizing such a very resourceful program during this period of lockdown, inviting various resourceful people sharing the experience with from different streams of life. Today, my topic is how to connect spirituality in our learning. Let me start the session with a small story. In a Gurukul, there are a few students who were studying, and the Guru was very innovative. On a regular basis, is to give them very innovative work. One fine day, end of the class, he gave a homework to his students and said he distributed one banana each for all the students. And the work was, you need to come next day eating this banana in a place where no one can see you. The work was, you need to eat this banana in a place where no one can see you. All the students were very happy. They thought they would be getting this banana and they would be eating in a place where no one would see them. They went home. Some closed the door and ate the banana. Some waited till it was dark, went behind the house, peeled the banana and ate. And different students ate in a different way. And next day, as a routine, the class started and the students came to school. And the Guru asked the students, have you all done the homework? Have you all eaten the banana? All students said yes, except one. And this one boy couldn't eat the banana. He came with the banana. He returned the banana to the teacher. He asked the student, what happened? I asked you to eat this banana in a place where no one sees you, but you are returning this banana. He said, yes, sir. I could not find a place where no one sees me. I went all around. I closed the door. Still, I heard a voice, inner voice, telling me there is someone. I went behind the house somewhere in the evening when it was very dark, but still the inner voice told me there is someone looking at me. I tried all the means, I tried all the places. Wherever I went, my inner voice telling me there is someone looking at you. So I did not find any place where no one was looking at me. I felt God is looking at me wherever I am. So he returned this banana. So also there is another small story. Another ashram, there was a assess his students periodically. And there was one boy who was very poor in his studies, but very humane, kind to others, and very helpful to the ashram. But in academics, he was very poor. After trying so many times, the Guru tried again and again, but somehow he could not succeed. One fine day, tells him, my dear boy, I know that you are trying all your best to study here, but I know you do not have Vidya Rekha on your palm, on your hand. Hence, you will not be able to continue your studies in this ashram because academic is making no sense to you. So you can find some other means or some other stream and better choose some other way. The student requested, so I would like to study here. But the Guru said nothing. The student went out of the ashram and sat under a tree, thought for a while what has to be done. So nothing clicked his mind. He just sat there, meditated, reflected. Ultimately, he found a small sharp stone. He just picked it up, drew a sharp line on his palm, and went back to his Guru. And Guru saw blood was oozing out from his palm. And he said, what happened? Guruji, right now I have a Vidya Rekha. Would you please accept me as your student? And Guruji said he was moved because of this gesture of this student. He said, "My dear boy, you do not need any Vidya Rekha. You will be always my student." And this boy turned out to be a great Sanskrit scholar and grammarian. He is Panini. Another small story is of an ancient monk called Francis of Assisi. There was a village in Italy where villages were frequently troubled by a leopard, and they did not find any way how to get rid of that leopard. Ultimately, they reached out to the monk Francis and said, "There is a leopard in our surrounding, regularly disturbing our people, eating our animals, troubling our children. We are all scared. Please do something." And Francis smiled, "Very easy, did not worry." So he went with the people, "Please take me to the place where leopard is residing." He said, "Taking to the leopard." And all got scared. He said, "Yes." And Francis walked, he led them. And the people showed from far away, "Yes, there is the place under that tree, leopard is resting." Francis went there. And people found Francis, there was no sign of returning back. Somehow some people climbed the tree and found out leopard was licking the feet of Francis. And Francis called the people there close by. They said, "No, we will not be coming. Leopard will eat." And leaving the leopard there, Francis went back to the people, said, "The fear is not there. Fear is in your mind." So in these three stories, we find this something to do with spirituality. We as human beings are not only body, we are dual beings. We have got mind and soul. We have got body, mind. Our soul and mind. There's a very thin layer between these two. Our soul and body. And this soul is helping human beings in one way or the other through mind. The Ayurveda, the ancient scriptures always says, we are what we think and what we eat. And what we think, what we see is programming our mind regular basis. And in this exercise, we quite often forget to realize what we think and what we do. Maybe as we get up in the morning, maybe if you ask this question, many might say, "I brush, I do my daily routine." Some might say, "I read the newspaper." But do we all know that 1 hour in the morning is so important to program our mind, to make our day, to make a program for the entire. Not that we should read newspapers. It is not that we should plan out so many things. The first 1 hour, so important, if not 1 hour, the first few moments, at least a half an hour to 60 minutes is so important to program our entire day. It depends how we think, what we do, what we think. It's like a computer. Information keeps downloading in our mind. What type of information is downloading at this juncture? Is this something to do with our entire day? Is this something to do with the subconscious mind, with the previous thoughts? Most of the times it happens where we ended our day. Maybe our day ends with a certain very bad note. Yeah, we have not completed certain work. So as we get up in the morning, we think, okay, this is what has to be done. Maybe what I am going to hear from my boss. So we think mostly negative. There are people thinking even positive. So when we program our mind early in the morning with negative thoughts, the day is going to be negative. That's why it is very important. We need to program our mind in the morning with a spiritual thought. Whatever information is getting downloaded, it is affecting our emotions. It is affecting our five senses. Our five senses are known as, we also call it Gyanendriya. Means they are the source of receiving information and knowledge. If Gyanendriyas receive negative information, definitely whatever we are going to acquire, the information what we are going to acquire also going to be very negative. That's why it is very important as we get up. We get up with a positive thought, with a plan, with a gratitude to God, gratitude to my family members, spending some moments, happy moments with my family, spending that good time with God Almighty, praising Him, thanking Him, not asking anything. Generally, we start our day asking, God, give me this, God, give me that. Instead, we praise, worship, we just adore Him, how mighty He looks. As we do this, we need to close our eyes. Do we visualize? This exercise should be for visualizing. The morning as we get up, we need to teach our children how to visualize. In the meantime, we also need to visualize. Only when we can do, we can teach our children. So when we visualize, what happens? We close our eyes and visualize. And keep our mind open. We can visualize early morning sunlight. We can visualize maybe the bright day. We can visualize so many things. When you visualize, what happens? Your day is being created. You are trying to get those vibes. You are going to get that positive information, because the world of computer is such, information is everywhere. We don't know how your mind is getting downloaded. How is your mind is downloading that information. It is just like you are keeping your computer internet on, and your computer, your windows get updated. In the same way, we need to keep our internet connection on. That is keeping our soul open, our mind open to God Almighty. The positive information keeps downloading. It is getting updated. At this time, if we allow for any negative information to download, our day would be very, very negative. As just as Panini, who was considered to be a very bad student, but when the guru saw his determination, commitment, and when the student made his own destiny, saying that I drew my line, I make my destiny. It is the thoughts. It is my thought which is making my day. It is not someone else's thought. It is very important. Yes, when we make this exercise of visualizing every day in the morning in a positive way, like a leader and a person who can do things in a very happy manner with happiness and spreading happiness, definitely such people become contagious. And this contagious attitude would make others also contagious. When you go around to your office, to your working place, or maybe we meet people around, so you'd be spreading happiness, because your happiness is very contagious. What we think, our emotions are very, very contagious. Generally, in our school, we study science. We might be studying about five elements, five senses. We study about energy. But most of the times, we don't connect it to a real life. We study about five senses. We study about five elements. So we are all made of these five elements. So how important these five elements are for our body and mind. So when we are made of these five elements, it is very important to respect these five elements. So do I respect my element, those five elements? Now God has given us this period of lockdown to reflect. It is a lockdown. Yes, for many it is a threat. For most it is a threat, but we can take this as an opportunity, take a positive step and reflect what things can we learn from this lockdown. So this lockdown has become a good time for animals. You might be finding uh, in the Erevada jungle, Borivali jungle, animals coming out in your surrounding, birds chirping. The God is happy, birds are happy, so they are all coming out. Earlier, we used to be out, birds used to be in. Now we are in, now the birds are out, animals are out, they are happy. Now God has given us time to think. So what have we done to nature? What are we doing these elements out of which we are made of? We are made of these five elements. But what are we doing? We are contaminating, we are polluting, we are troubling, we are disturbing those five elements of which we are part. It is very important we respect each and everything. So it is when we do that, So when I practice respect, when I practice gratitude, so this becomes better when I am a spiritual being. All of us are spiritual. So only thing, it is a realization which need to come to each and everyone that we are spiritual. So when we think spiritually, definitely we think what way it is going to affect other person. So we become thankful. Maybe daily, mommy, maybe daddy sometimes, maybe grandparents, they all cook our food as children. Do we all say thank you? Sometimes maybe it is a lip service. We say thank you mama, thank you dada. But if you're all spiritual beings, that gratitude, that thankfulness comes from our heart. So when mummy makes that food, she makes it so happily. She thinks my children need to eat, all members of the family need to eat. She becomes part of that food. She is throwing the positive vibes. When she is throwing the positive vibes, that food become wholesome and we nourish that food. In the same time, you might be eating sometime food from the hotel. It is very tasty, but may not be nourishing. Maybe mummy may be making simple roti, simple dal rice, but despite however simple that food is, we relish it, we feel it good. But it's very important how we respect. When we respect food, when we respect people, so we, our thoughts become spiritual. That's why it is said in Ayurveda, we are what we eat and what we think. It's very important to eat food respecting it. So do I pray before I eat my food? Do I also thank the Lord? So do I also see, these are all small little skills we can learn. So we are all doing, many would be doing in your family. It is not that I'm giving a new skill or new thought, all would be doing. I'm just giving a reminder. Every reminder helps us to get into that exercise. So this will help us how to thank people all around. Maybe in our working place, we have got so many people. So do I wish them smile? So even a simple smile, maybe good morning, pranam, praise the Lord, or sat shri akal, whatever you say, this will make their day. So it is very important we make people smile. As we know, we are all like computers. We are all, as spirituality says, we are all programmed since the inception. In Mahabharata, you might have read about Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu knew how to get inside the Chakravyu, but he did not know how to come out. How did he learn about the Chakravyu? He learned in a story when he was in the womb by his mother, when mother narrated a story. But gradually she fell asleep and the story was not complete. So Abhimanyu did not know how to come out. So in the same way, we learn, there's a lot of learning taking place in the womb. The program, a mind of a child is being programmed there. After birth, our surrounding is programming our body, our mind, our thought. What is the surrounding? It is not that some are born intelligent, some are more intelligent, some are less intelligent. Even Einstein was considered to be a dull or a mediocre student and considered to be the most recognized or celebrity scientist of last century. Even today, he is considered one of the prominent scientists. Same way, our children. So all of us are born equal, but it is our spirituality which makes us to discover and rediscover what we are. So that is an exercise. Some might be doing it faster, some might be slow at that exercise. But our spiritual exercise would make us dig out or discover who we are. Socrates quite often said, know thyself. That means know yourself. So knowing oneself is a big question. Most of us might say, knowing oneself who you are, we might take your name. We might say, if you call me, I'll say Nicholas. If you ask, maybe you may say Ramesh. You might say Ranjana, or whatever it may be. You think this is what we are. Now, how do you call a dead body? You do not call the dead body calling that name. You say maybe XYZ's dead body. That dead body does not become the self. The soul is out. So what we are all soul. We are all spiritual beings. It is very important how spiritually we train our children every day. How much of time during this lockdown do we spend with our family? It's very important we make our program during this lockdown. So I think you already have your timetable. So we need to make a wonderful timetable for our children to start a day. Let's start our day thinking something very positive, visualizing the day, thereafter greeting our members of our family, and not getting into some routine work. We can get into prayer, praise, worship. We can do that. So maybe some of you are doing certain work, maybe in the kitchen. In the same time, keep doing praise and worship. You can keep singing. We can do a lot of things. It's very important. Children observe you. Whatever we do, children observe. So this happens for around 1 hour. So at this time, lockdown period, we cannot say we do not have time. We have got plenty of time. We can find out 1 hour. Same way as we do in the morning, 1 hour. Even before going to bed, 1 hour in the evening. It is very important. We spend 1 hour not before the TV, not before our gadgets. We should be away from these gadgets. We can read something very spiritual, something very entertaining, something very good. If a person watches a serial which is maybe terrorizing the mind, which is worrisome, definitely the subconscious mind is going to think throughout the night about that, and your mind is going to become same as you get up in the morning. It's very important 1 hour in the evening again to keep for your self-development, thinking something positive, conducting a family prayer, praising and worshiping. So this will help. So children can do this lot of exercise. And at a few moments, maybe throughout the day, somewhere, any part of the day, somewhere in the afternoon. So you can start visualizing. This will help our children to discover who they are. So once they find out who they are, definitely they would find out how they are being programmed. So whether they are programmed in a positive thoughts, whether they are programmed with the negative thoughts. So let's go, maybe when we conduct a lesson in our classroom, if you go to science, almost all classes, we see the lesson in science about our surrounding. Most of the times we consider that lesson is not important. Children already know it. Countries like Japan spend most of the time in the first few months in those chapters, knowing their surrounding, knowing the people, knowing the culture, then they get into actual academics. Same way, it is very important. We also get to know our surrounding. What is the surrounding? It's not only how those plants. It's not that just knowing the names of the plant. We also must realize the plants also live like us. Animals also live like us. They too have a soul. Maybe we have the soul of higher frequency and they have a soul of lower frequency. Maybe the level might be lower. Same way as we have soul, animals, plants, all living beings too have souls. We need to respect their souls too. So this is the time, lockdown is the time we need to think about our surrounding. So only when we are spiritual being, we will be able to think in a better way. That does not mean that if you're not spiritual, you'll not be able to think. But if you're spiritual, definitely that information, because God is spiritual, universe is spiritual. Overall, if you see when Albert Einstein says E is equal to mc square. Now, what does it say? So all of it. Now, if you just look at this glass, now you'd be. So most of us would say it is empty. When you look at this glass, yes, some would say half full. Yes, very good, it is half full. In the meantime, this glass is filled with something. This portion also is filled with something that is filled with gas. So is this the thought we are going to put in our mind? That emptiness, is it gaseous attitude with our children? Or are we going to fill with the positive thoughts? So when we fill that water, it is coming positive. We can fill that with negative thoughts. We can fill with the positive thoughts. So definitely, now as we start our day in the morning, 1 hour, evening 1 hour, all are requested to give this 1 hour only for you, no one else. And during this time, try to visualize. Your children would become great thinkers. As Dr. Abdul Kalam always says, dream, dream, dream. Yes, dreaming is very important. So when we visualize, we learn how to dream. So Let's all, as Socrates says, know thyself. Let this period be knowing ourselves. So there are, I think, yes, there is someone who see how the mind, how we program ourselves. Yes, yes, we are all like computers. Whatever we are, so computers also have got a language, okay, and it works in its language. We also have a language. So ultimately, all languages are done through coding. So coding, now we all understand coding. Our mind understands coding. Mind does not have a language. Our soul does not have a language. It understands certain frequency. And it is very important. So when, as I said, so when we make our children those positive, when we feed in the minds of our children that positive program, good programs, when we tell our children, you can do it, and make that child just like Panini drew his Vidyareka, he made his own destiny, and just like another student who found what they call God everywhere. It's because he realized himself, yeah, he's someone. He's not someone. There is someone beyond him who is looking at him. So only then we come to know how little we are. We may be the CEOs of biggest companies in the world. We may have everything, but whatever we are all small. Albert Einstein says, yes, we might know, we might think we know everything. The more we know, we realize that we know nothing. It is very important to realize what you call that we always are ready for change. So when we change ourselves, we are always ready to accept God. So when you accept God, our mind and body naturally gets programmed with positive thoughts. Yes, someone said we are a drop in the ocean. Yes, definitely. We are not even a drop in the ocean. Maybe we are part, maybe we are atom. We are in such a universe where we are nothing. Maybe here we feel we are someone. When we spiritually realize ourselves, we are less than a particle. When you go to a beach, you can find how that sand is, how such a tiny that sand particle is. So even that, maybe when you find that atom of that sand particle, we are smaller than that. The moment it is very small, the atom has got so much of energy. Okay, we find so such a small atom, but so powerful. Same way we are just like atom. We are so small. Our soul is small, but it is very powerful. Only we need to realize regular exercise, regular thoughts, regular thinking in a spiritual way would make us feel that we are someone, we are with God. Uh, uh, I am the vine, Jesus says, you are the branches. And same way Shankaracharya says, I am Brahmasmi, and I am Brahman. Yes, I am God. That means we are also like God. We are, our frequency as compared to God is less. The spiritually we are smaller as compared to God. Yes, same way. Uh, Spiritually, the souls of animals as compared to humans, they are smaller. Yes. What should we schedule during the lockdown? Yes, you have got your academic timetable. So when we schedule after, during, yes, even teachers, those are watching. Yes, it is very important to teach them the various topics from the curriculum. When we ask certain thought-provoking questions and connect them with the real life situations, and that will help them, okay, what you call, that will help them how children can answer, and you can give them clues. So the moment the clues are given, children will realize, okay, so they can answer them. So you can have so many things done during this period, lockdown period. So you can read, you can give some time for storybooks, you can give some time for the reading scriptures, you can have some time for yoga, you can have some time for visualization, you can have some time for your meditation, and you can have some time for your regular studies. But you can watch some serials, no doubt, but don't watch serials which are negative. Most of the serials what we see these days, there are no new versions of they are all old serials which we see. But we should not see those serials which are disturbing the family. There should be some good serials which are making us laugh, and mostly we find very few such serials. So we should avoid TV. We need to find out better program. And better avoid early in the morning as you get up, better avoid reading the newspaper. Read the newspaper somewhere in the afternoon. Early in the morning, if you program your mind with negative thoughts, definitely you read so many people are dying, so many people are suffering, so many things are happening across the globe. Definitely we would be programming our mind with negative thought. Don't read the newspaper early in the morning. Read it always somewhere in the afternoon. Somewhere you can just see what is information, but don't be affected with this. Just pray, just feel for them, yes, and say that let this lockdown be very, very a period of learning. Let this lockdown period be a teacher for everyone, and every day we can have a new lesson. Yes, one more thing what we can do is we can have a SWOT analysis. Yes, SWOT. SWOT stand, we can make 4 columns. In the first column, we can write yes, second column W, third column O, third column, fourth column T. S stands for strength, W stands for weakness, O stands for opportunities, T stands for threats. List out all your strengths. Write down what are your strengths. Second column, write down all your weaknesses. See how you can overcome. Third column, what are those opportunities you have got? What are the opportunities you have got at this period? How we can use those opportunities? Discover, rediscover, and discuss with your friends, discuss with your family members. Find out what are those opportunities they are getting. Are your opportunities different? Think differently. Think out of the box. See how your opportunity can be different. Visualize how post-lockdown period be. So when you're visualizing, you are opportunities, various opportunities. You can also think of opportunities. Last, there would be threat. All of us will have one or the other threat. Am I facing the threat of loneliness? Am I facing threat of some other threat? There can be n number of threats. So when you list out all this, you should be balanced. We should not be extreme. As Lord Buddha says, our life should be balanced. We should always take middle path. It should not be any extreme. It should not be only strengths and there are no weaknesses, and it is not possible. Our life should be always balanced. We should take middle path. As we say in science class, we should always take balanced diet. We also think in a balanced way. So balanced diet, balanced thought is always going to make our life always happy. So when we are happy, we are going to spread that happiness all around. Physical game during this lockdown. Yes, physical game. There are n number of games. Definitely, you can. The best game you can play. Yes, you can have. Maybe some do not know how to do yoga. You can put some music. You can have aerobics. You can do some yoga. You can do sirsasana, or you can do sarvangasana. There is a better blood circulation. The blood circulation would help you help in your body. Okay, so blood is also moving around. So science teachers, those who are teaching about blood circulation, can teach, yes, can teach blood circulation through yoga. I think definitely children would find, okay, yoga makes better blood circulation in our body. Yes. How to do Sarvangasana? Yes, yes, Vedanti, I cannot show here how to do Sarvangasana. You can go through the videos. You can see some of the videos, or maybe some of the teachers in the morning, those who take through online classes, when they conduct this yoga classes, definitely they'll show you what is Sarvangasana. So you need to put your legs down on your shoulders. Yes, definitely. You should put your shoulders down and keep your legs up. Yeah, balance your body on your shoulders. Yes. You play Ludo King. Yes, these are all wonderful games. Ludo, chess. So these are all games you need to play. When you play, one thing you need to keep in mind: you are not playing the game to defeat someone. You need to keep it as a spiritual being. You are playing the game to better yourself. How you can become a better player? You need to keep a person who thinks like human being, not a spiritual being. He'll think how to defeat other person. Or spiritual being always think how to better himself and better player. It's very important to get to know. Your soul will help you how to become a best player. You are not playing to defeat your opponent. Your opponent is playing with his best abilities, and you are playing with your best abilities. Now, whoever is showing the best of the abilities is going to win the game. Yes, true. It's not that those who are defeated are less fortunate. No, even if you are lost the game, that does not mean that you are less intelligent, because you are giving your best. The situation there, the way, maybe when you're playing, the way you're moving the chess man, it depends how you are doing that game, how you are moving. It's very important. When you think that, yes, show me a better way, think of better ways. So the frequencies, people, a number of people playing chess all around, just like you, thinking in a positive way, you would be getting those vibes, and those frequencies will affect you, and you will play chess in a better way. That is what Einstein also says. In this world, when you say we need to get into the world of spirituality, sometimes there is a intuition, and in our learning, intuition plays very important role. How intuition helps, we do not know, but through intuition, sometimes we come to know, yes, something best is done. It is very important. It is other than five senses, you got a sixth sense, and that sixth sense works as your intuition. So make sixth sense, your intuition, very prominent. The spiritual being, when you make spirituality as your tool, intuition becomes very common in each and every one. So all of us need to have intuitions. So how do we learn concentrating? Yes, you need not learn how to concentrate. Maybe you have got difficulty. Keep a diya, keep a lamp, a lit lamp, or a candle. Just look at the if you are a beginner, if you are an amateur, look at the lamp. Put some music, spiritual music with the hymns or songs. Keep listening to that music. If you do not have music, you can sing. If you can sing, maybe you can say onkar, you can hum, or you can do anything. But when you do that and you look at that lamp, look at that light, your focus will go there. Thoughts keep going around, slightly pinch. Suddenly, all your thoughts will come towards pinching, and look at the light. So that will. And second, we have got our residence of our soul here. So we need to focus here near our forehead, this part of our body. It's very important. So close your eyes. Initially, you can keep your finger here and gently close your eyes. And you can visualize the lamp. Slowly, you will be able to do. Everyday basis. Keep your finger here. Initially, start looking at the light. Gently close your eyes. You do this, and gently you can remove your finger. Keep your eyes closed. Initially, you can do it for 5 minutes. Gradually, you can do for 10 minutes, and you can do it for half an hour. So this way, this you is not always praying. Prayer and meditation are two different things. Prayer, you're asking. Meditation, you become one with God Almighty. You become one with the higher reality. You become one with the nature. We become one with other creatures. So it is very important. So this is what meditation is. Yes, I think I have answered many of the questions. It's not that I have given you something new. I think you already might have heard this from your parents. This is just a reminder for all our children, all our parents. Parents, children observers. Whatever we do, we become what you call focal point of our children. Each and every moment, children keep observing, knowingly or unknowingly. Even if they don't see physically, there are certain vibes moving out. It is very important. Think positive about your children. Think positive about others. Think positive. You maybe you got something about even maybe person who is not thinking positive about you. You think positive. It's very difficult. Maybe it's very difficult to preach from here. The moment we start expressing, we start exercising this thought, gradually we overcome. We think positive, and this will help you. So, so thank you very much. So God bless you all. So use this time very effectively. Let lockdown period be a period of spirituality, coming together. Let all the members of the family come together, stay together, live together, study together, pray together, meditate together, and smile, laugh, and smile together. Do most of the things together. This will make your house a place with different. This will be out of the box thought for everyone. So definitely, so all those who are getting bored will feel very happy and make your place a very spiritual place. Some are saying, yeah, some might be saying, I cannot go to church, I cannot go to temple, I cannot go to mosque. So your place is a temple. St. Paul in his one of the places in one of the epistles says, you are the temple of God. So yes, if each one is a temple, each house is a temple. So we as spiritual beings are temples of God, and when we are temple, our houses become temples. So let this place, let our house be a very positive place for everyone. God bless you all. Jai Hind. Raju? Yeah. So thank you very much. God bless you all.